Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I decided to give you guys a little tutorial on how I do my face in the morning. As always, I start with my quick fix, which is just a little moisturizing spray just to wake up your skin in the morning. And then I always use two different primers. I'll use my poreless one around the edges, and then I'll go in on my nose with my hydrating one because, as you guys know, my nose gets really dry throughout the day. How I do my face is always the same. 95% of the time I do the exact same thing. So we're just going to rush through this. As you guys know, I've been using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in 320. Honestly, one of the best foundations, and I have used high-end. Urban Decay was my go-to for the longest time, but now, I mean, I still use my Urban Decay, but for $5, this Fit Me Poreless is amazing. It is mattifying, and I love mattifying foundations. People ask why, and I'm like, I have so much hyperpigmentation and discoloration on my face. I want it all to go away. Please stop looking at it. Make it go away. Just cover it all. It goes on smoothly. It stays on really good throughout the day. It does have a little bit of drying spots, or not drying, splitting spots in the foundation, like, as the day goes by. I mean, I work a lot, so what do you expect? So my concealer, as you guys know, is also the Maybelline. It is 35 Cafe, I think. I know it's not technically a highlighting concealer, but I do tend to put it in the highlighting areas. Why? Because I'm a little crazy, I guess. I honestly don't know. This is me. Deal with it. I don't care. But how do I do my face? Same. Always. Powder. After you do concealer, what you always do is put some powder down. You want to set it. You don't want it to crease. Set it with some sort of translucent powder. I tend to go in with my translucent powder and let it sit for a little bit. So after I just place all that powder on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful canvas, and make funny faces as I go, I like to go right after that into my eyebrows, because by the time I'm done with my eyebrows, it'll be time to remove the concealer, or the setting powder, from baking. Today I actually succeeded pretty nicely at getting my eyebrows down on the first try. First try, ladies and gentlemen. They're not perfect. Do I really care? No, not really. I'm going to work. So, you know, when I take that concealer, I always use my concealer as a primer on my eyes, mainly because I don't own an eye primer. I ain't a fancy person. I mean, what do you expect from me? So I just use the concealer. I'll shape my brows and just make sure that they look nice. And also I sometimes tend to put foundation really close to my eyebrow, so there's always a gap of no foundation. So I put the concealer there to make it look like I didn't forget. Because, you know, I'm human. Don't judge me. Anyway, so after I do that, I'll start to blend the concealer in on my eyelids. When I blend the concealer on my eyelids, I always blend downwards and a little bit sideways. I'll take it from the brow bone a little bit down just so that it doesn't make any weird lines. And when I do above the eye, I'll either go up a little or I will go just straight sideways depending on how nicely things are going. So I'll go back in with that translucent powder, which is my Airspun, my holy grail. I love it. It is beautiful. It makes me feel special, and it actually works. So I'll go in with that and I'll just start setting the whole rest of my face. I do set my face twice. The first time I'll go in with my Airspun and just get rid of all that fun stuff, and then close it, and it makes a mess. I always spill it on myself. And then the second time I'll go in with my matching Maybelline mattifying poreless powder in 320 as well. And it'll just bring a little bit of color back to my face. After using a translucent powder, since I am a little bit darker skinned, it does tend to wash me out some, so I like to go in with a little bit of color. And then I'll head in with my contour, like always. I mean, when I go to work, I'm not going to do like a really deep, intense contour. I'll just do something nice and subtle. Blush is my go-to. I always use the exact same blush every freaking time. I don't know why. I have a problem. And then I'll go in and bronze my forehead with my e.l.f. palette. I'm in love with e.l.f. products. Don't judge me. I'm a dollar store girl. Not dollar store, drugstore girl. That's what I meant to say. I love me my drugstore palettes or stuff, and I also love high-end. I mean, I think I lean more to drugstore, though. Anyway, so for my eyes when I go to work, mainly because by the time I finally finish my whole face, I realize I have 10 minutes to get out of the freaking door. So I normally just go for like a bronzy type eye, and I'll go back in with that bronzing thing that I used for my forehead, which is the e.l.f. Golden Bronzer, and I'll take the two darkest shades I'll put the darker one towards the top of my eye and the lighter one towards the bottom. I tend to use whatever brushes in my hand, whatever one I think will work. I don't really know what brushes do anymore. They do things. But I'll start to pack it on my eye. And then I'll go in with my Tarte mascara, which is my holy grail. I love it. I can't stop playing with it. It is just so fun and just beautiful and love it. Just I can't stop. I can't stop myself. I'm sorry. But then I realized, you know what? I didn't like the way the eyeshadow looked. So I'm also going to go in with my gilded palette that I got from Aldi, or not Aldi's, Alti, oh my goodness, Ulta. And I'll take a nice darker shade just to kind of give it a little bit of a transition. Because sure, why not? I like it. You can't judge me. And I'll just give it a little bit more darkness to the eye just to make it a little bit more special besides being a little bland and boring. So then I'll take my highlighter that I always use, and I always like to use just a little bit of inner corner, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Then we'll go in with my e.l.f. eyeliner. Got it for $1. $1 make me holla, honey, boo-boo, child. But I'll go in and just kind of go in my tight line at the bottom because, you know, it just jazzes up the look, and then it doesn't look like my eyes are just so small as much as they normally are. But I'll go in with my lip scrub, which is something I got in Ipsy. It's like a cocoa butter kind, just because my lips have been so chapped and so blah recently. And I'll just put a little bit on, rub it in, make sure it's completely moisturized to my lips before I go in with any liquid lip. I normally go in with a liquid lip. If I don't do liquid lip, I will tend to go in with just like nothing. I'll either go nude or liquid lip. And, you know, this is a basic look, so I decided to use my ColourPop Ouija. I believe it's Ouija. It's either Ouija or Clueless. I cannot remember on the top of my head, which is just a really pretty pinky nude color. It kind of blends in with my natural lip to an extent, so it's like, I'm pretty natural. I'm fabulous. I'm flawless. Queen. But I'll go in with that, and then at the very end, I'll head in with my setting spray, which is my e.l.f. mist and whatever majogger. I honestly don't know. But that is how I do my look. You know, sometimes when I use my misting spray, I'll put it too much, so I gotta go in with that booty blender and blend it out a little. But that's how I do it, and I gotta get to work, so I'll see you guys later. Bye!